To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what happened with Conor McGregor. I don't know if he's training or he was like just chilling out with his, I don't know, amazing cars, luxury cars. I don't know. I mean, I know Dustin Poirier is a hard worker. He's always training. He was fighting. I mean, Conor McGregor was out of the competition, but Dustin Poirier was working too hard, fighting against the best guys in the lightweight division. I think the lightweight division is the most dangerous division in the UFC. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happened at that night in Yas Island. But I'm excited to watch the fight against Conor McGregor. I need to see what happened with Conor McGregor too.
Yeah, I think Poirier does it this time.
McGregor, I think he doesn't get enough credit for how creative he can be. I think the only thing that hurts McGregor is a grinder, like a wrestler grinder. Somebody's gonna grind like what Khabib will do. But I don't feel like Dustin is that type of fighter. Dustin's a boxer. He likes to box, like those hands. He does have slick submissions, but I think this is on the feet. I think Conor is going to and push the pace and do his thing. So I think if I'm not going to give who I think is going to win. I think if Conor wants to win, Conor has to do what he does best: be creative, use his kicks, use his hand to draw Poirier in exchange and land on the temple. I think for Poirier to win, Poirier's got to push the pace. He's got to get in there. Don't stay outside that range where Conor could pick his shots and land that left hand that he's so good about landing. And that's the thing. Conor's very precise when he throws. Poirier's going to get in there. He's got a dirty box. He's got to make it a clinch battle. He's got to get in there and do some wrestling. He's got to use every single skill set. And the thing is, too, Conor can wrestle as well.
I'm really looking forward to that fight. I feel like Poirier did he grew a lot since his last fight with Conor. I think he's a much better fighter now, and I think he's more confident and more matured. It's going to be interesting to see how Conor is coming back, if he's looking good or not. But I still give Conor the upper hand in that fight. I feel like just because Conor lost a couple of fights, I feel like he's kind of underrated now. People forgot how his greatness and the things that he did. I still believe when it comes to striking, he's probably the best in the sport. So I'll give Conor the.
Dustin Poirier is much more mature in this moment than his career. He coming improving a lot. He's training so well. I see him in the gym. And Conor McGregor, that's an amazing strike. I really like him. That's very good precision with this very clean technique. He control very well the distance and very good precision. And when you punch with a good precision, that's the heart. And I think McGregor is very clean, very good fighter. He have, of course, the chance to put a punches and knock him out, Dustin Poirier, but I think Dustin Poirier have more weapons, more wrestling, more ground. The grappling that Dustin Poirier is much better and good combination, big change. Dustin Poirier, I think he stay in the prime that he carried. I think he have a lot of chance to be McGregor.
I like DP. I like Dustin Poirier for this one. Up in weight, he's not cutting that major weight like he was at 45, and I just think, I'm gonna go with the DP on this one.
Man, I think it's probably highly likely that McGregor wins again. I do think Poirier brings a lot of power and he does have some grappling skill that maybe McGregor doesn't have. So there's always a chance, in that regard. I just, again, McGregor's just so goddamn sharp. It's really hard to say. I don't know how consistently McGregor's been maintaining his skills and if he's been continuing to train. The way that I've seen him, in most of his fights, it seems like he pretty much takes it seriously every time. I have no real reason to believe that he's not going to take this seriously or he hasn't been taking training seriously. But you never know. You never know when the day comes that a guy loses it and loses his focus and forgets what got him to where he is. You never know. So that'd be the only way that I really see this going Poirier's way. But
Poirier is a much different fighter than they fought the first time. I feel Conor got underneath his skin the first time. And I think Conor's going to be facing a different Poirier at 155 pounds than he did at 145. But once again, you can never count out Conor McGregor. So to me, just because of the consistency of Conor McGregor, I'm going to have to favor Conor McGregor on that fight. And I mean, I think Poirier is a tough guy, and I think if it goes the other way, it wouldn't surprise me. But I'm going to have to I'm going to have to favor Conor on that, because he's already beat him in a pretty impressive fashion the first time. And like I said, I've never fought, so who am I to say? But I would think that if somebody kind of did what he did, it's in their mind.
Dustin is my teammate here. He's the guy really humble. He really working hard, and like every day he's inside the gym twice per day, So McGregor have a good skills, He showed it against Donald Cerrone. He having like really good skill, and he's still in shape. So, but for this match is the opportunity to Justin to show how good he is, And I think if Dustin use more his jiu-jitsu, make more grappling, because he have amazing wrestling, I think he put in this fight. He gonna have his hand rise in the end of the fight.
Dustin Poirier is a completely different fighter than he was the first time they fought. The war he had with Max Holloway, the war he had with Hooker. I believe they fought the first time at 145. That cut could have been partially part of the reason why he dropped so quick, right, with that shot. Since then, we've seen him eat bombs and never seen him go down, right? I don't believe he's been knocked out since then. Just the one loss to Khabib, right? Yeah, I think it's going to be a completely different fight. I think it's going to be a war similar to Nate Diaz-McGregor 2. I think Conor's going to come out strong. I think he's going to start to fade, and Poirier's going to start to turn on. I think it's going to be a 5-round war. Probably 3 rounds to 2 for one of them. I don't know who's going to win. I really don't. I have no idea. I'll pick. I'll go with Poirier. I'm gonna go with Poirier in a 5-round war.
I'm gonna go with Poirier just because I think he's been more active and he's been looking good. And I know he had a tough fight with Khabib, man, but I think he's just been more active and I think his confidence is a little bit better. And I'm gonna go with Poirier. And who knows what McGregor's been up to, man? Drinking his whiskey, beating up old dudes at bars or whatever. So I'm gonna go with Dustin for sure.
I go Conor. Not because I think he's really good at studying the game, and I think having that prior knowledge with Dustin, not saying Dustin Poirier hasn't gotten better, but I just think Conor is one of those people that does better second time around. Very similar to John Jones.
McGregor, I feel like that left hand touches anybody, they're going down, and I feel like McGregor does still possess the speed over Poirier, and I think that's going to be the it factor on top of that fight.
I bet McGregor, always.
And why is that? What do you think? Why do you think he's going to win that fight?
Well, mentally, much more stronger. There's not much to say about. He's a one of a kind. McGregor is a one of a kind, and I admire him a lot. He's one of the best of that ever made it. To born a guy like Conor McGregor, just one in 1 century, is not that easy. He changed the whole game. We cannot be ungrateful and say shit about McGregor. He's one of the best that ever made it, and I think he's gonna win the fight, just like the first fight. Dustin, I don't know. I think Dustin, there's a lot of weakness in his games. Very, very high profile fighter. Very, very good athlete, but I think McGregor is just better.
Man, I'm gonna go with Poirier if McGregor doesn't get in his head.
I go with Conor.
only because one, I'm biased. I've been a Conor fan since the beginning. I like what he did with the sport, what he did for the company, and I mean, obviously, everybody does dumb things sometimes, but I'm okay with it. Like it is what it is. Like I said, I like John Jones too, even though he's made screw ups. I think he's a great athlete. I like what he does with the sport, and I feel for him. But yeah, I think Conor puts him away. I think going out like that, it's gonna be in Dustin's head already. That he already got knocked out quick. He's gonna question himself. He's gonna come hungry. I know he's gonna come in hungry. So yeah, I don't know. I think, but I think Conor's too skilled. I do.
Dustin Poirier, he was one of the guys that I see improve most in these last years. You know,
Yeah.
if you watch him, let's put his last fight against McGregor till now. This guy learned a lot. He trained hard. You know, he
got more experience too. More fights.
It's actually an interesting fight. But Conor, we know that he mentally strong and he looks like he don't care. He's like gangster, but he trains. You know, he trains hard. He's a professional guy. You know, like it's
It's a good fight. It's a good fight for sure.
Who you pick?
Man, I don't know. I guess it's a kind of an even fight. You know, I don't have a pick, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I don't have a pick. It's just a good fight. I'm interested on.
So that's a tough one. I think McGregor is definitely motivated. I think that like people talk smack about him and say whatever, but like you look at the guys that he's beat. Like I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap what happened. Like if it was a fluke or whatever, he has. I mean, he's stopped some freaking killers. And even at first, I was kind of like, oh, this guy's such a joker. Like. He's just talking smack, but he backed it up and backed it up and backed it up. McGregor, man, he's definitely in Poirier's head, and that's something that I think that obviously Dustin Poirier is a freaking monster, but like I think that McGregor's in his freaking head, and I think you're gonna see that again. I think that he'll lose the fight, he'll get a finish too. I think that he'll definitely get a finish, and I think that he's motivated more than ever. Just because he's had these long layoffs and he's had to like do everything in the world just to get a fight. And used to he could they would be begging him to fight, and now he's not getting a fight. So it's like because of Corona and all this nonsense. So it's like for him to come in, I think he's gonna be very motivated.
Yeah, I definitely see Conor pulling it out. So he's got too many tools for anybody to deal with right now.